You know, most of our lives, we're all about finding the answers. In school, at work, on the internet, we're looking for certainty. But today, we're going to do the exact opposite. We are diving headfirst into the biggest, deepest questions out there, where the most amazing part is that nobody, not a single person, actually knows the answers.
All right, let's just jump right in with some you've probably thought about. Like, what does it actually feel like to be a dog? To experience the world through scent? Or a bat navigating by sound? Seriously, what's going on in their heads? And what about us? Here's one that'll keep you up at night. Do I actually have free will? I mean, are the choices I make really mine? Or am I just a super complex biological machine running a program that was set in motion at the beginning of time?
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest one of all. Who am I? Why is there a me inside my head experiencing all of this? What even is this feeling of being conscious that we all share?
So you're probably thinking, okay, but someone must know, right? Some brilliant scientist somewhere has figured this out. Well, guess what? No one knows. Not really. And that uncertainty, that's what makes this so incredibly exciting. So let's really dig into two massive questions that push us right to the very edge of human knowledge.
First up, a question about pure, mind-bending scale. Is our universe it? Is this the only one? Now, to even begin to get our heads around that, we first have to appreciate just how impossibly big our own universe actually is.
Okay, so let's start close to home, with our sun. It feels huge to us, right? Well, you could fit 1 million planet Earths inside of it. 1 million! And that's just our backyard.
Now, zoom out. Our sun is just one star among roughly 400 billion other stars in our Milky Way galaxy. To get a feel for that number, if every single one of those stars was a grain of sand, you'd have more sand than you'd find on a huge stretch of beach.
And now for the real vertigo. Zoom out again. Our telescopes can see about 100 billion other galaxies. Not stars, entire galaxies, each with their own billions of stars. We don't have enough sand on the entire planet to represent that. And here's the kicker. That's only the tiny fraction of the universe we can see. The rest is expanding away from us so fast, its light will never, ever reach us.
But what if even that incomprehensible space isn't the whole story? Some of our best theories in physics, like string theory, well, the math behind them only works if you assume there are extra dimensions we can't perceive. And a wild prediction that falls out of that math is the idea of a multiverse, a vast collection of other universes, maybe bubble universes, each potentially with its own unique particles and completely different laws of physics.
So how many universes are we talking about here? Well, one of the leading versions of string theory gives us this number. That's a 1 followed by 500 zeros. I mean, it's a number so large that our brains literally aren't built to comprehend it. It doesn't even have a name.
Let's just try, for fun, to grasp this. Imagine that every single atom in our observable universe contained an entire other universe inside of it. Okay? Now imagine that every atom in all of those universes also contained a universe. If you did that whole process 2 more times, you would still be at a tiny, insignificant fraction of 10 to the 500th power. It's just staggering.
So what's the answer? Well, the truth is there is zero consensus. You've got brilliant scientists who argue passionately that there is only one universe, this one. And you have other equally brilliant physicists who think it's just as likely there's an infinite number of them. The actual answer is somewhere between 1 and infinity. What a time to be alive, huh?
Okay, let's pull back from the multiverse and come back home, to our own galaxy, for the second huge question. It was famously asked over lunch by the physicist Enrico Fermi, and it's brutally simple. If the universe is so big, where is everybody?
Let's look at the numbers. Just based on what we know now, astronomers estimate there could be 50 million planets, just in our galaxy, capable of supporting life. Not in the universe, in our galaxy alone. That's 50 million chances for life to get started.
And yet, when we point our most powerful telescopes at the sky, when we listen for any kind of signal, when we search for any sign of technology out there, we get nothing. Just a profound, deafening, cosmic silence. And that contradiction, that's the heart of the Fermi paradox.
And what makes this silence so weird is the timeline. See, our planet Earth, we're a relative latecomer to the party. The universe has been around for almost 14 billion years.
There are countless planets out there that are billions of years older than ours. That's billions of years of a head start for life to evolve, become intelligent, and develop technology. You'd think somebody would have colonized the galaxy by now.
So why don't we see them? Well, some of the possible answers get a little dark. Maybe there's a predator civilization out there that snuffs out any noisy newcomers, enforcing a cosmic silence. Or maybe, just maybe, intelligence that can build technology is an unbelievable fluke. I mean, it only happened once in 4 billion years on Earth. Or, and this is the really chilling one, maybe every civilization that gets advanced enough to travel the stars inevitably destroys itself first.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some really hopeful and, frankly, awesome theories too. Maybe we just haven't been looking long enough. Or we're looking for the wrong things, like they're communicating using dark matter or something we can't even imagine. Or, here's a wild thought, maybe advanced life gets smaller, not bigger, to be more efficient. You know, just like our giant old stereo systems shrank down into a tiny iPod, maybe alien life is all around us, but it's microscopic, and we just can't see it.
So, okay, we've got the multiverse on one hand and this great cosmic silence on the other. These are huge abstract ideas. Why do they really matter to us here on this little blue dot? Well, just think about the alien question for a second. If we find out tomorrow that the universe is absolutely teeming with other intelligent life, that's world-changing. But what if we find out conclusively that we are utterly, completely alone? That's just as profound, just as staggering. Either answer in its own way is completely awe-inspiring.
And that leads to this final, really powerful thought. Even if we are alone, even if this is the only universe there is, the fact that we're here at all, this little collection of stardust on a tiny rock, and that we can look up at the sky and wonder and ask these enormous questions, that act of consciousness, of curiosity itself, might be one of the most important things happening anywhere in the entire cosmos. Because in the end, it's not always about finding the answer. It's about the thrill of the question. It's the crazy possibilities and the great unknowns that keep pulling us forward, that make us human. So whatever you do, stay curious.